What is up, guys? This is indeed KH of KHKreations, and today I'm going to show you how to create something like this. Just simple basic text in Cinema 4D. For the purposes of the video, I've obviously just written demo. Obviously when you create this you can write whatever you want, so I'm not sure if you're creating it for an intro or whether it's just graphics. But for now I'm just going to show you how to create the text and the scene. So let's get started. As you can see, it's very simple. I've only got 3 items here. So let's do this. So we're going to start off, let's start as a new project actually, because I've adjusted the camera a bit. So this is the basic interface. This tutorial is more for people who have watched a few other tutorials on YouTube on how to use Cinema 4D. So this may not be the best tutorial for beginners, but it is very simple, so don't let that put you off. So we're going to start off by going to the cube icon. This is where you can pick all your shapes. We're going to start off with a disc, which is just the background or the flooring that we're going to use in this scene. We're going to go over to scale that up like so. We're going to go over to MoGraph and then MoText, so we can get the text in there. Let's move it into position. This is the move tool, so this will allow you to move it left, right, back, forward, up, down, and that's very simple. This is the scale tool, so you're able to scale it to whatever size you may want, and this is the rotation tool. For now, all we're going to be using is the rotation tool. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees onto its back, so we're going to be using this red line here. The best thing to do is hold shift while you're doing that, and then it does it in intervals of 5, so you can get it accurate on 90, just there. So we're going to use the move tool again to move that into position. And here, just to move the camera, we're going to rotate so we can get a better view. Let's rotate just above it, like so. If we render that now, you can see it's very basic, but we're going to sort that out. Just to get the shadows going, we're going to add a light and drag it up a bit. I'm just using the scroll on the mouse to go back, scrolling to go forward. So I've just put the light up above the text. Go to light. At the bottom here we've got shadow. At the moment it's casting no shadows, and shadows is what really gives the scene the effect that we want. So we're going to go to shadows, soft, and as you can see it creates a soft shadow around the text onto the background that we've just created. Right, time to get the nice gradient around this bit that we had going at the beginning of the video. So we're just going to double click down here to create a colour. Double click on that colour we just created. I'm just going to drag it over because I'm working with 2 screens. Don't mind that, that's just my phone going off. But yeah, we're going to pick a colour. Mine was an orangey colour, very, very light. And I even turned the brightness down a bit so I can get a bit of a brown creamish colour. And then we go to the alpha channel, tick that, click on this arrow here, go down to gradient, click on the gradient we just created. We're going to go down to type, and on the type we're going to select 2D circular, and now we're just going to drag the white over to this side and drag the black over to this side, and just drag the black around to the middle right there, and as you can see it fades out the colour on the edges, and this is what's going to give the effect on the background. So that's done, and all you do now is drag that over, and if you render it now you can see we've got the nice gradient, but that doesn't look too good, so I'm just going to increase this. Double click on the colour again, bring it over. I think the gradient's a bit too harsh, so we're going to increase it a bit, and also turn the brightness down a bit more. And that's looking a bit better. So now for the text, again I'm going to write demo. Yeah, I'm going to actually write demo instead of demp. I don't even know what a demp is. So we're going to bring that over to the center. Just going to scale it down a tiny bit. Bring it back over to the center. Click on the text and go to the font. The font I was using before was Bebas, which I'll put in the description. I got it off dafont.com or dafont.com, which is the best site for any designer, whether you're doing 3D, Photoshop, even video editing, and you're working with text. All the fonts you can think of are on that site, and that will be in the description below. On this, we're just going to turn the horizontal spacing down, so there's not so much gap between the letters. Put it in the middle, and now you can see it's taking shape. So we're going to drag that over just a bit more, render it. Yep, and we're getting there. Now it's just to add colour to the text. Still doesn't look center. Here we go. So just double click down here again. Double click on the colour you've created. Drag it over if you've got double screens like me and it keeps going over to the other side. And here we're just going to create a similar colour to what we created for the background, just so it all goes together nicely. So yeah, that can work. We're going to go to reflection. Click this arrow here, Fresnel, or Fresnel, I'm not sure how you say that. I think that's right. But yeah, we're just going to turn the brightness down here. Turn the mix strength to around 75, that should be fine. Press X on there, just drag that over to the text. And yeah, it's taking shape now. Just going to go to the text and go to caps, turn on fillet caps on both the start and the end of the text. Turn the radius down to 1 on both. Turn the steps up to around 10. And basically what this does is just round off the edges. So the bigger the step, you can see, the bigger the actual bevel. And the smaller it is, obviously, the less of the bevel, or none if you put it at 0. But I'm going to keep that as 1, and the steps just round off that radius. So if I put it at 5, for example, put the steps up to 100, you can see that it's rounded it off a bit, which looks kind of nice. Let's render that to see how that looks. Yeah, so right now it looks like kind of gold block, like a slab of gold, which looks pretty nice. And I think that concludes the tutorial. As I said, it's just a very basic tutorial. If it helped you in any way, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, feedback, all that good stuff, as I will be coming out with a lot more tutorials. I've got all my gear together now. I've been planning tutorials for quite a while, been promising quite a few subscribers, but it's here now, and it's the start of, I guess, something special. So yeah, subscribe, comment, like, favourite, and I'll see you next time.